What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone had a lovely Sunday fun day. My day was good. Ciao. For those of you who know, last week I went and took myself outside and all the wind blowing pollen all over the place. And then I ended up sick like for the rest of the week. So now that I feel better, what did I do today? I went out there and cleaned up that yard. So it was pre-cleaned a little bit for me. Like my kids went outside and like get the leaves raked up in order. Let me just here. I'll disheveled. They got me all straight. And then what did I do? Go out there and get into it again. Where am I at? I'm trying to pull this up on my phone. Sometimes I'll be a little off. There we go. In case I can see the chat over here. Anyway, I'm hoping I don't end up sick all over again. I came in the house, I took a shower, I got all the, pollen and stuff off of me. And then, I took an allergy pill and a Mucinex. So hopefully I'm being proactive. I'm going to drink this juice and, keep my throat lubricated, drink some tea and things. And y'all pray for me out. Anyway, it's Belle Collective. It's season 7. It's episode 2. What did y'all think of the episode? I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It was a decent episode. A lot going on. So where are we gonna start? We're gonna start where they started. I'm smacking, but honey, this juice is tart. So that's just a testimony to how good it tastes, y'all. We still at this party. And everybody's, looking at Tisha going, say it, say it, say it. Because Brent, what's his name? Glenn got up here and decided to, say another poem or whatever the hell he be doing over there. Carrie, this was not a good idea. Though these guys are not. Next time you want to have a Love Jones theme party, which is a problem all on its own, just hire somebody to come do real poetry because this ain't it. So y'all are pressuring this woman. This is crazy because everybody is going, say it, say it, say you love Glenn. Even though all of y'all know that Glenn ain't shit. Everybody sitting in that room knows exactly what's going on with Glenn. But here they are pressuring this lady. Tell me, where did we go wrong, babe? Can I get that on iTunes? Anyway, they already know what's going on. And you know what, Letitia, you're fake. You're fake because she sat up there after she let them pressure her into saying, I love you. You should have stood on business, Tisha. You know what? Let me help you out here. A real response since this man decided to put you on the spot would have been, Glenn, we are not in a good place. So regardless to whatever you're doing right now, I'm not feeling it. And you're not about to pressure me into saying something, publicly in front of these people when we are not in a good place. And I'm really tired of you putting me on the spot. You know what I'm saying? If we ain't good at home, we not about to be good out here in public. And your funky little poem ain't enough to change my mind. Carrie's husband, I really just, that was messed up. Like if Carrie did that, then, it would be a problem. Carrie's husband, shut up. You were there at the party when Mandy came over there and said that she was down to the DMs with Glenn. You already know the details of the story. So for you to sit up here and act like you just don't, that's not cool. What's not cool is putting her on the spot, putting her in a position where she has to now say, I love you to this man. We know she loved him. That's why she's not going nowhere. But like I said, if she was a real one, she would have stood on business. This is where Glenn needs to learn his lesson. He keeps coming over here, saying little poems, making, recommitment ceremonies and things. That's where we left y'all, the recommitment ceremony. She didn't want to do that because he didn't do it. He showed up with some chairs and some flowers. Glenn is putting in zero effort to make it right. And at this point, I mean, girl, if you like it, I love it. Letitia said it's not fair for Glenn to put her on the spot to talk about her feelings publicly. Really, Tisha? Then why are we here? Why are we here, empowerment woman? This was your opportunity to empower the people, but you blew it. You decided to, walk up on Glenn, coddle him, You know what I'm saying? Make sure he's good. He good. He's fine. But if you really wanted to be a real boss and a real woman of empowerment, you would have said the truth. This was your opportunity to sit in front of all these women whose marriages are probably just as shitty as yours is to some extent. Maybe not as, but Latrice's is for sure. This would have been your opportunity to, show how empowered you really are and not let this man do this to you again. You should have left him on pause. Tell me, do you love me? No, I'm not going to tell you because right now I'm not sure how I feel about you. And I'm sure love is not the word I want to use. So, man, F your poem. Why don't you call Mandy? See what she got to say. Do Mandy got anything for you over there since you was down to the DMs on Facebook and everywhere? Meeting her down to the club. He's so upset that him and his friend Cliff can't be friends still. Because why? Because now that was his spot where he was hanging out. You know he was over there. I mean, anyway, this hot dog neck ass nigga. I just don't. I don't. He said his wife is the queen of mixed signals. Seemingly so, because one minute she ain't speaking and the next minute she rubbing his forehead. So, we all confused, Glenn. We don't know what the hell she is going through. Carrie's husband wants to have a conversation with Glenn and get his perspective, of what he's going through. Oh, I'm like, what he's going through? He's going through what he set up. Like, this is all because of him. You talking about what is Tisha? Why is she acting like that? You know why she's acting like that. He's going through, he wants to have his Kate and Edith too. He wants to have his wife do all the things that she's supposed to do while he be's out in the street and does whatever he wants to do. That's like, that's his plan. It's always been that way until Miss Independent came up in here trying to be a boss. Thinking she the shit. Akeisha and Willie, reconsider. You know what I'm saying? We in a space right now. We in this empty kind of what are we gonna do space. Carlos, I don't know. Maybe if you can convince them to come back as part-time, you know what I'm saying? Like friends of and not necessarily just have Aisha and them come through. It would be interesting for me to see how Willie and Carrie husband Matt interact with each other. Because Matt is on bullshit. He's just there. He really be like off in La La Land. He's not listening to Glenn. At one point, Glenn was talking to him and he was like, huh? Oh. What's his name is over there telling anybody who'll listen that Latrice won't let his wife won't let me play with her husband. My wife won't. They just, can't play with each other right now. And because Latrice went through that whole, scare with the blood clots, I think Cliff is like a little not really trying to push it too far. He ain't found her replacement yet. I said it. Anyway, Letitia stands there, invites the lady. She's having a Friendsgiving. She's having a Friendsgiving brunch. It's annual. She does it every year. I guess we ain't never seen it, but this is what she does every year at Thanksgiving. She has a Friendsgiving brunch. What the hell is wrong with Shantae? Y'all doing a lot with Shantae. Now she done came over here and decided she's gonna confront Latrice about something that's none of her daggone business. She wants to ask Latrice, are you feeling like you want to say sorry? She's like pretend Amanda. At least Mandy had DMs, you know what I mean? She had a few things going on for real. This lady has been waiting for 7 seasons to get her opportunity to be over here. So Tisha brought her over here to do what Mandy did. Leticia, you left that reunion saying, Tisha set Shantae up. She did. Tisha left that reunion talking about it's on and popping. Remember, it's on and popping. If that's what we doing, that's what we doing. So everybody better get ready because I'm coming for everybody. I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what she said. So Miss Shantae went over there and popped off on Latrice. Latrice played her, like a soybean burger bitch. Shout out to Bondi. She She was like, you are Tisha's friend. Why are you talking to me? And I'm not mad at her. Bitch, get away from me. I don't have to answer you any questions. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to answer anybody any questions, but I'm damn sure not going to answer questions to somebody I don't even know you like that. Sitting up there in her pink fuzzy robe, driving around in a cyber truck. I can't with you, Latrice. It's, every time you pull up with that cyber truck, your swag gets pushed down a couple few notches, all the way down. Because as far as I'm concerned, Latrice is just as bad as Leticia. She's sitting up here acting like she's better, but she's not. Um, yeah, Letitia's sitting up there pretending like she's shocked. I can't believe you did that. I hope they had that discussion beforehand. Maybe they didn't. It feels like T said, it feels like Leticia set that girl up to go make a fool of herself. But you know what, Shantae, sit your ass down. We don't even know you like that. You coming over here doing a whole lot. And I feel like she coming for everybody. She better be careful. Girl, this your only season being over here. So, you know, whatever moves you're trying to make in it, it ain't making a big splash. It's just annoying. She was like, girl, I didn't give you permission to talk to me. That shit was funny. Um, Here we go again. This damn Leticia playing in our face, acting like she doing something. So she shows up, you know, the slow motion. They was wearing out the slow motion walk-ups. They did too damn many slow motion walk-ups this episode. I'm going to criticize that part. And she done walked up to have a staff meeting with no pants on. She's got on a jacket and no pants. And, you know, they make a little, you know, flash to the BMW and flash to her little Louis Vuitton clutch because we got to make it seem like she's a big boss. Big bosses wear pants to staff meetings, Leticia. I don't know what the hell she had on. All I seen was, you know, Leticia, did you go to Detroit and get some of them orthopedic stockings? Never mind. Let me stop. Anyway, the Leticia Pearson brand is really, 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 I don't know how many reallys it was, but it's on the rise, according to her. So she's got brand deals on the table. We don't know what those brands are. She's traveling. She's motivational speaking. What else is she doing? She is still having her brunches, of course, and she's got her talk show coming down the pike, and she bees down to the Bondsbelsman office. Fake. She got 7 people sitting here for what reason? She got a manager, Mr. Pugh. She's got an assistant manager. She's got a personal assistant. There's 2 random people sitting down at the end of the table. I don't know what their job is. It don't matter because, you know, she'll find a title for them. Where the hell is Shantae? Shantae was wanting to be so much more involved in your brand. That's why you brought her around. However, you keep her out of the meeting, probably because she don't know how to keep her mouth shut. So you don't want her here when you know, pretend doing business. You wait until the business is over before you call her to come in here. She's putting together a focus group to brainstorm about, you know, pitching her talk show to somebody. Mr. Pugh thinks it would be a good idea to get some celebrities, you know, on that couch. She had Leticia Scott over there, but I guess Leticia Scott don't qualify as a real celebrity, or maybe, you know, we need other celebrities to come on. Carlos, go sit on her sofa so she can interview you. Is Carlos a celebrity? We don't know. I feel like she's adjacent to some, so maybe it could happen. Tony down there in the green at the end, you know, next to the assistant manager, he has 7,000 numbers in his phone, so it ain't nothing but a thing to Tony. Have we seen Tony somewhere before? Where have we seen this man? I feel like, you know who he looked like? Maybe I'm confusing him with Andrea Kelly. Y'all know that man look a little bit like he could be Andreas Kelly's brother. Anyway, Shantae walks in finally after the whole thing is over, so Tisha can confront her about her behavior that she was told to do, but now she doesn't want her to do. Talk shows are getting taken off. I just see something. The only one that's still standing right now is Jennifer Hudson. I don't know why, because I don't watch talk shows. I feel like I quit watching when Wendy went off. Honestly, it was just a strange time. The big C happened, and we came over here to YouTube to see. Then we ended up here on YouTube as actual content creators. So yeah, I only see clips of talk shows based on she could do it on YouTube though. She could have her little, I don't know, talk show. This is where the people are at. So if she's got enough of a following, Tony got 7,000. She could get, right out the gate. She could go ahead and get popping. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the whole talk show thing works out. But she called Shantae, and that Shantae is something else. I'm gonna tell you. Um, is Shantae here for the brand, or is she here for the mess? Because Tisha's fake, and so this is what she do. She bring Shantae over here and tell her, "Don't speak for me. That was you was out of pocket when you went over there and confronted Latrice. I didn't ask you to do that for me." Look how Shantae looking at her like, girl. The whole time Shantae was looking at her like, okay then, girl, but you know what we talked about. She said, what's gonna happen is Latrice is gonna gather her soldiers and then come after her with some mess. Seem like both of y'all is gathering soldiers. We got a Mandy and we've got a Shantae. So, we'll see what happens. I feel like that's the rumble from the jungle, child. These two with all of this mouth and attitude. I just want to know, why is she looking at her like that? She's looking at her like that, girl. You full of it. She said, what we not gonna do, this is Leticia. What we not gonna do is be over here ambushing people. That's not okay. And I was like, not the queen of ambushing. You've ambushed everybody except Marie Monroe that I can remember. No, you ambushed her too, because I feel like there was a time when you was working so hard to get Latrice and Marie Monroe to be friends with each other. Mission accomplished. Seems like they're getting along fine, and I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? And Maria's keeping it real, like, she don't really trust her like that. But we're not gonna be beefing when we get places. So I'm good on that, because that's one beef I was tired of. You, Leticia and Latrice got together to get rid of Aikisha because her and Willie was, calling out they bullshit. And then now look at y'all. Y'all know each other's dirt. So y'all are gathering people to come for each other. But in the end, can we really do that? Because y'all know too much about each other. So, it'd just be a bloodbath, I guess, if y'all start opening up the clip. Mandy, where we at? Is that it? Yeah, that's it with these two. Latrice has a little get together. She has a little girls' lunch with Selena and Mandy, and they had some little spot. It's cute or whatever. I didn't see no food. Did they get food? I don't know what kind of restaurant that was. Anyway, Latrice says that her husband is in Colombia. We've not known for Cliff to be international, but apparently, that's where they're going, over to Colombia and Dominican Republic and things. And listen, Cliff, if you're going to cheat, do it in Colombia, because we're not going to do it down to the taste and embarrass her. We have an understanding. She called Cliff and, make sure he answered the phone. He answered the phone. Mandy said, where's Cliff? Why would Cliff be here? This is a girl's lunch, Mandy. Latrice, that's your friend, girl. I wouldn't trust her, though. What is you asking about Cliff for? Why would he even be here? We just having a little girls meet up. And then you go say, you know what they say, let that man cheat in peace. You might as well, girl, because he going to cheat in Jackson. So you might as well, send him on somewhere so you don't have to be bothered with her. Wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he be doing. How much can he be doing? How old is Cliff? Isn't he tired of the street shit? Jeez, Pete. Latrice says she's not going to this Friendsgiving brunch because She found out that Leticia was reaching out to her ex-employees. And by ex-employees, she means Josh. Her and Josh have fell out. They ain't really been talking that much, but since they recently start talking again, Josh let her know that Leticia reached out to him. I believe him, and I don't blame him. I think Josh is messy, but if I was him, I would have told her too, because whether she reached out to him because she figured they're not talking. Whether we talking or not, we not about to do that. Him and Latrice used to be very close, so yeah, I'm gonna tell her, yeah, that girl, Leticia was calling me, asking me stuff. She was, because she's on a mission. Anybody can get it. Remember, she was like all ass up on that sofa at the reunion, talking about what was about to go down. Seems like it's some backpedaling going on over here. She says she's not going to the brunch because she don't need any of that. Yeah, she did it. I agree. I think she did it. I think they both be doing it. So they're like the same person. Like when they call each other out on their mess, it's like, yeah, both of y'all be up to the same antics. So, but I don't blame her. I wouldn't be going to Friendsgiving either. So we're at this Friendsgiving nighttime brunch. Tisha, you didn't have to call it a brunch. Just say you're having a Friendsgiving dinner. It's okay to call it a dinner. I feel like you're way too attached to brunch. They all look nice. I will say that. Let's see what we got going on here. I'm tired of y'all's parties being in these banquet rooms, to be honest. I feel like Leticia, you've done all this traveling brunches and you're leveling up really, 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 really on the rise. I really wish you find another location for your brunches besides a banquet room with tablecloths on. It's a big, enormous room with 5 tables. So the venue was far too big for whatever it is y'all was doing. Child. Tamra don't really want to be in the mess, but she don't mind bringing the mess. So she came in there. There's no way, Tamra, that Latrice would have had me walking around with the plastic flowers looking a fool. If you was really trying to be a boss, Latrice, you just sent some flowers over there, like some real ones. That little plastic flower bullshit was corny. But the fact that Tamra walked up in there with the plastic flowers lets us know that she don't really like Latrice still. She's not over the ambush that Latrice, executed on her. So, isn't it funny how when you get ambushed, all of a sudden you're like, no more ambushing. We don't like it. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. That's what they say. Here comes Shantae. They giving her a slow motion interest. Why did she get a slow? It's funny. She came in there with that tight ass dress on, walking in slow motion, and then when she got on inside, it sure showed her Clydesdale stomping through the room with a heavy foot, so she could walk over there to Carrie to apologize. I was just like, "Run, Carrie! Here comes that lady coming in here, scary." I'm sorry that I caused the drama at your party, but I made your party fun. You didn't. You didn't make it fun. I feel like everybody left after your bullshit. So, yeah, that wasn't fun, Shantae. Relax. The teacher said, where's Marie? And Selena wants to know if Marie going to come in there with Cedric. Why? Selena, why would she bring Cedric to the ladies' Thanksgiving friends? What do they call this thing? Friendsgiving. Why would she bring Cedric to the Friendsgiving? You didn't bring Mike. Nobody got that man. Carrie's husband ain't there. Glenn ain't there. And Glenn takes every opportunity to go to these events where the teacher is going to be there or not. So why would Cedric be here? And, to the ladies' nighttime brunch. Carrie said, they're not together. And Letitia's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. She was like, well, that's what she said. So when Marie walked in there, they brought it to the table. Marie, they were saying that you was coming with Cedric. And Carrie said, y'all ain't together. And Marie is like, I didn't tell you that. And Carrie's like, you didn't have to tell me. I could tell by the way you responded to me over at the 90s Love Jones party. where nobody had any fun. And this isn't fun either. Why are we having an open discussion during Friendsgiving? Can't we just be, wouldn't it be nicer if they would have said, everybody say something that you're grateful for? Like we do say which one of your friends why you grateful for that person to your left. Look to your left. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to have an open discussion with questions. What is the biggest misconception about women supporting women? Who we talking about? Latrice. You even came up with questions. Like this Friendsgiving is directly mirroring that party where a homegirl came and ambushed you with the DMs. And this is the funny thing. Whatever you thought you was going to do, it didn't work because Latrice didn't come. You're going to have to be quicker than that. Latrice was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not letting her. This is a setup. We ain't never had no Friendsgiving dinner brunch at 9 p.m. at night. Damn, we got to wait until 9 o'clock at night to eat Thanksgiving food? Not in this tight dress I got on. Essie stood up and said, the people said, they didn't see how her and Marie would succeed because women don't get along, and they have proven them wrong. Thank you, Essie, for not making the shit uncomfortable. We need more Essie. She's the one with the common sense. How do you gracefully outgrow a friendship? I mean, what's her name? Tambra's like, just because we ain't friends don't mean we have to be enemies. I agree with that. Like, depending on what you did, we can still be cordial. Y'all don't do good at cordial. Y'all say you're going to be cordial every time, but you never really are. And then Carrie wants to be inspired about how we have to give people grace. I guess Letitia said she said a part of her misses that friendship that she had with Latrice. And then they show these pictures of, not much because y'all ain't never really been friends. Y'all keep saying that, but I think Glenn and Cliff are friends. But y'all haven't ever really been friends this whole time because there's been this energy between Latrice and Marie, and that Leticia has been orchestrating. Leticia is at the heart of every conflict on this damn show. She want to sit up here with her fake ass and pretend like she's running a talk show through networks. Girl, sit down. And yeah, there was no friendship there. So what else, child? This was a waste of our time and energy. I feel like this is the only part I really didn't like of this episode. I got a light-skinned friend look like Michael Jackson. I got another light-skinned friend look like Michael Jackson. Matt and Glenn come over here and play basketball. Matt is an actual athlete. He was a baseball player, and Glenn is just a hood dude that, does nothing as far as we know besides ride on a ferry boat. We don't know, we don't know what he be doing, child. Dipping it and doing it. We know he be out in these streets a lot. You say Letitia is miserable at home. She wants to make everyone else miserable. She does. And I feel like, there's some people out here that just revel in wrecking havoc, just for their entertainment. So I don't know how to make her unmiserable. I know she's fake as hell, and she got to keep bringing us this nonsense that, nobody believes it, and everybody's very vocal about it. And then she does it again, and hoping it'll stick. I'm really, really, really on the rise. What brand ambassador deals are you working on? Which one? Now, I tried to throw you a bone with the J.C. Penney's plus size women's suit collection, but maybe only in Jackson. I don't know. She's a nice looking lady, but her insides are garbage. Glenn says he's just been fighting for his marriage. Letitia is over there not giving up the cookie. I want y'all niggas to realize that when y'all act like ass, nobody wants to screw you. Nobody wants to lay up with you. Nobody wants to kiss you. None of that. So, if you want to get in public and keep trying to kiss me and stuff, be, for the sake of, making it seem like, I don't know what he's trying to make it seem like, but she don't want it. This lady, is her feelings are hurt because after you sat up there, and recommitted yourself to one another and had her on her soft girl era, giving you massages at the Airbnb in the middle of the afternoon, and then you turn around and get down to the nasty DMs with Mandy, who been in her face this whole time. Glenn is responsible for everything that has happened to him. You are right. And he also stood up there and said he doesn't take responsibility for any of his actions. He said it as a joke, but he's absolutely right. He does not take responsibility for anything. And shame on Matt for sitting up here trying to coddle this man. He got all these people around him. That's why we need Willie. Jeez. Willie would have told him just that. You the one that got yourself in this situation. I mean, if you go cheat, for God's sakes, why are you cheating with women in the same circle where you know it down to the hair salon? Oh my God. You wanted it to get out. I think at this point, it's like a game for Glenn to see, like, how far can I push Tisha? You know what I'm saying? And she ain't going to go nowhere. And based on the way she was rubbing his face and checking in on him at the birthday party, stop it. Matt says, Glenn says he just wants to be happy and peaceful. And Matt says there's no such thing. Is there really a such thing as happiness in marriage? What are you trying to say, Matt? You talking about how you would be feeling some type of way if Carrie did what Leticia did to Glenn? What about this? Because this don't feel very different. Just because she's not sitting there doesn't mean she's not going to watch this back and hear you say how, is there any way to really be happy in a marriage? Huh. Don't take but a season. Then all the cracks start coming out, Matt. We see, soon as you start hopping your ass up in solo confessionals, husbands, it's a wrap. Nothing of value came out this conversation. Matt, he just brought him over here because he doesn't have any friends to play basketball with, I guess. I don't know. Somebody who he knew can't be on his athletic level, so I can go over here and win and, accomplish nothing but waste our time. So we down to the birthday party, child. Selena's 50th birthday party. Marie walks in the door. Everybody get a slow motion. Everybody get a slow motion walk in. Everybody. So everybody but Selena. She barely got a slow motion walk in, and it's her birthday. Anyway, Marie is telling Latrice, Leticia had nothing to do with what Shantae did. Latrice is like, yeah, she did. So don't even, you're not going to get me to believe that. So, yeah, save it for somebody else. Selena comes in. Everybody's wearing black. She had a, black party so she can wear a dress. This isn't the most flattering picture of Selena, but Selena looks good. I hate that wig. Like, why didn't she just wear the bob? Like, she picked an ugly wig to wear for her birthday party. But all the wigs that this lady be having, why she wear that one? I didn't like it. Anyway, aside from the ugly wig, Selena usually looks good. They like, ooh, she would look good for 50. Y'all be acting like 50 is so freaking, however you look at 45, that's probably how you're going to look at 50. Unless you just have a hard road, you know what I'm saying? And Latrice was like, she put on weight. Girl, okay. Latrice ain't nobody's friend, or is she just that dingy? Leticia comes in the party, slow motion style, making an entrance after the birthday girl. So we could see she was probably like, I don't give a fuck. She doesn't have her Belle Bosman's job don't really usually get in the way of filming, but all of a sudden when it's about somebody else, and you can't really say nothing bad about Selena because everybody loves Selena. So what I'll do is show up like after her big entrance so I can make it about me because I'm the star of this show. I don't even think Selena is trying to be the star. Selena's just glad to be hanging out. I mean, she wants to be this. Please don't say sisterhood. If anytime you come on a reality show and they start referring to things as sisterhood, they mean gang because that's how they be behaving. The sisters of gang members. Tisha walks in and Glenn walks over. He already at the party. Tisha's late and Glenn already there at Selena's party. Why? He asked Matt, "Where's Cliff?" Matt's like, oh, he's out of the country." Glenn is like, "What? You mean to tell me if I could have still been friends with Cliff, I could have got a ticket out of here? Tisha could have bought me a ticket to Colombia? This sucks. I'm gonna have to get my friend back." I mean, I hope they make up or whatever. Just because, for me, Latrice not wanting Cliff to be around Glenn doesn't actually make sense, like at all. So, yeah. I mean, you don't want to be friends with Leticia, then don't. But it just doesn't, like, you forcing your husband not to be friends with somebody like you. You don't have to deal with Glenn if you don't want to. Mike stood up and makes a speech. He said he ain't never been nowhere before till he met Selena. He said he wasn't about to get on no boat because he watched Titanic. And I was like, he watched Titanic? Who made him watch that? Because I just don't see him sitting up watching Titanic. Or was he just saying that, just to be saying something? Do y'all see Mike sitting somewhere watching Titanic? I don't. Anyway. Selena announces her wedding day. It's going to be April 9th, I believe she said. And so she announces her bridesmaids. I'm sure her girls are going to be in the wedding, but out of the Bells, she has two bridesmaids. She has Tambra. Tambra says she wanted to officiate. She really didn't even want to be a bridesmaid. And she's got Latrice, which we knew was going to be one of her bridesmaids. And then Leticia's like, yeah, I didn't expect to be, getting no box because me and Selena, even though I've known her longer than everyone, we're not really friends like that. No, her friend is Latrice. We already know. And so line has been drawn in the sand. She's not about to have y'all mess up her wedding with all that bullshit that y'all got going on. She asked the ladies to step outside, for a sisterhood chat. And we know this is where things go left. I don't know why we had to step outside, but here we are. Where they at? Here they go. So she had them step outside and basically was like, we're a sisterhood and we want to make sure that we clear the air, for my wedding. I just, it's my 50th birthday party and I would like for y'all to clear the air. Let's clear the air. I don't know that was the best idea. Leticia said, listen, I just want you to know I did not approve of any of that foolishness that Shantae did the other night. I did not ask her to come speak to you. And Latrice is not buying it. She was like, yeah, you did. And also, you was talking to my former employees, calling around trying to get information about me. You had somebody that you were supposed to be paying them to do something. And who you called Josh. I did not call Josh. What, girl, what you mean? When Leticia gets all worked up like that, she lying. Every time she ambushes somebody, she always comes to the same energy when she's denying that she did what she knows she did. I don't even have no personal relationship with Josh. I don't know Josh. You know Josh. You just sat up there on the reunion stage with Josh. You know Josh. So let's don't. He was probably Latrice's plus one a lot of the times when Cliff wasn't there until Cliff didn't want her to hang out with Josh no more. Okay, Cliff, remember when you told her she couldn't hang out with Josh? Well, now you can't hang out with Glenn. What a happy marriage this must be. Good grief. Yeah, Latrice not buying it, and this lady woofing up like, what they say, hit dog will holler. At some point, Latrice called Leticia a bitch, and everything went left after that because you called him bitch. Yeah. So once she called this lady a bitch, then Leticia, wolfed up on her, and they had to stick their hands and stop them from, cat fighting down to the parking lot of the birthday party with their high heel shoes on. They all look pretty. Everybody looks nice. Tambra, it's okay, I guess. I don't love those shoes, but everybody looks nice at what you call this birthday party. So y'all don't want to be down there. What was that reunion? Somebody was like, "Is we fighting with our dresses on?" Yeah, they weren't about to do that for real, for real. So it's to be continued. Um, Next week, Shantae is coming for Marie. But Shantae, I don't know that that's what you want. So I don't know why you want to come for Marie. We were outside, y'all. That's some childish stuff. Talking about I looked around and I only saw me and Leticia. So she wants to be in the next spot next to y'all. Are weird with that. I want to be the best friends nonsense. Bitch, if you're out in the parking lot scrapping, I might just have to walk away. If you acting a fool, we ain't out here with no strangers. You're fighting the bells. The bells are fighting each other. So yeah, I'm a bounce. I don't want to be no part of that. So if she did leave, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? She didn't leave her outside, like I said, with a bunch of strangers. She was probably like, one of them will handle it, because I'm not doing that. Um, Alabama brick and mortar. Carrie's mama says sell it. It's got to go. So we don't know if they still in, but this is just normal things that happen in business. So I'm not mad at Carrie for sharing this part of her story, because this is what real life does. You invest in businesses. As the restaurants go, sometimes they work, sometimes they do not. So from what I understand, she's got several locations. This isn't the end of the world. This is just an investment. She said it was already there, and they did their thing, to upgrade it, and it ain't working. So yeah, I'm with mama. Sell it. Don't let it, keep shoveling money into a loss, into a hole. Glenn and Letitia. Letitia says she wants to be celibate, and Glenn said, "To hell with that. He not doing it. That sounds crazy. You don't want to f your husband." No, but this is what's going to happen now that she's not sleeping with him and it's out there in the public. Glenn is going to take advantage of that and go ahead and do, what he's been doing. But now he could say he's doing it because you wasn't giving him none. So that's it for this episode, y'all. Like the video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see y'all in the morning for some coffee talk. Bye, y'all.